turbulence is the price you pay for flying high. So whenever you're flying high, you're going to have some bumpy areas. That's why I want to admonish you to don't give up, but hang in there.
Welcome to the I Am Dr. Sharon Show, featuring educators, authors, and entrepreneurs. You can join us live every Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please follow Dr. Sharon across all social media platforms at I Am Dr. Sharon. And now your host, Dr. Sharon H. Porter.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday and happy first day of fall to everyone. Full day of fall. I am Dr. Sharon, and this is the I Am Dr. Sharon Show. I am so excited today. I have an outstanding lineup of guests for you. Before we get started, I do want to just celebrate our author and book of the week. It is Standing on His Words by Simone Walden. She is a wonderful middle school educator right here in the Washington, D.C. area. You can purchase her book on Amazon, so definitely go on to the IamDrSharonShow.com. Click on Author Spotlight, and you will see her information. So, again, the book of the week, Standing on His Words, Simone Walden. And so, guys, today, oh my goodness, my first guest is Kenyatta G. Powers. She is the Chief Information Officer for the Maryland's Department of Human Services. She leads the agency's wide IT Advisory Council. She has served in the Department of Human Services for almost 20 years as both a consultant and as an employee. She's a speaker. She is a mentor. She's an advocate for exposing women, children, and underrepresented minorities in the field of computer science and technology. She is a member of several executive informational technology advisory boards and was recently recognized for outstanding leadership in information technology. Can we please welcome Ms. Kenyatta G. Powers? Welcome, Kenyatta.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness, you've done so much.
Oh gosh, thank you.
An amazing woman in technology. So first, I would love for you to share just a little bit about your background. How did you get to where you are now?
Well, it actually started with learning how to type.
Okay.
It's a typewriter.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt from there, it actually went to, I like to type, so why not take a couple computer classes? So those classes were programming classes. And I found from programming that I can actually create something. This is what I do. This is coding. This is actually can have an end result of something that I created.
Wow.
So I studied technology, graduated, studied technology in college, and I didn't quite finish and graduate from college. About a year or so later, I had my son.
Okay.
And I had went to on a different path. And once I got laid off from that job, which was a blessing in disguise,
Oh, yes.
I went back to my roots. I went back to my roots of technology, and I took a few IT courses, got a few certifications,
Wow.
and I received a consultant job with the state of Maryland.
Wow.
Yeah, so it has been a journey. It has been a journey. But even with that, in IT and working for the Department of Human Services, started as a consultant, and realized when I got that job that it was only by the grace of God. Only by the grace of God. It required a degree that I didn't have. It required years of experience that I did not have.
Wow.
And but I was determined. I was determined to learn. I was determined to get it. I was determined to be there.
Absolutely.
And so I am the type, I have to have a notepad everywhere I went. I was like a sponge. I wanted to just soak in all the information that I could. And I stayed late. I came in early. I volunteered. And that was not really to move up, but that was to learn.
Wow.
I wanted to understand.
Exactly.
I just loved the computer world, and I just wanted to learn and understand.
Wow.
And I guess from that, I guess I was noticed and recognized and received promotion for supervisor, to director, to deputy CIO, to chief information officer, and here I am today.
Wow, that's amazing. I was actually just speaking with a very close friend yesterday about different jobs that she wanted to apply for. She said, but it asks for this experience or this qualification. I said, have you never applied? She said, no. I was like, don't let that stop you.
Exactly.
I hope you hear me.
Exactly.
And here you are coming with that same sentiment that it was asking for something that you did not have, but you were favored with it anyway.
Absolutely.
And it just goes to show what's for you is for you,
yes,
regardless.
It was for me. It was for
Absolutely. So I love that. And so I want to talk about this multi-year project that was funded for $195 million. You led that.
Yes.
Please talk about that.
Well, we worked on that along with other people. There was another CTO that was helping managing that particular project. But the federal government awarded DHS almost $200 million to modernize our computer systems. We have 30-year-old COBOL systems and green screen DOS systems, right? And so it was really cumbersome. It's mainframe. And so it's so hard to maintain. It's expensive to maintain. So the idea was to revamp all of our IT systems for the state, for that department. And we're in the middle of that right now.
Okay.
We just implemented our first application. We're Department of Human Services, so we have different applications that support the community. And the first application was long-term care. And long-term care is where you apply for applications to receive long-term care benefits for nursing homes and such.
Wow.
And so that was the first application that we actually have implemented. And so now we're moving forward with temporary cash assistance and SNAP and child welfare program. So it is exciting.
Wow.
It is very exciting. The staff is excited. The users are excited to actually go from this older system to the newer technology.
I love it.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
So now let's talk about our STEM careers, because we know that there's has been a push. There have been a push of women in the STEM fields, in the careers, and that's actually one of your advocacy is to get them there. Now, I will say that with the push, we've seen a tremendous amount of more female students going into, first of all, college courses, and then coming out with degrees, and then ultimately in careers.
Yes.
But we certainly have a ways to go.
We had a long way to go.
Talk about that just a little.
So it has gone a bit of a ways now for us being more involved, but because we found that Maryland has so many jobs now available for IT, and the workforce is slim compared to the available jobs that there are. And so we have been working through this task force and with the state government of actually trying to work on ways to engage more, to make more awareness through school systems, through the mentoring. So the school systems, and I feel like it really has to start there.
Absolutely.
It has to start there so that even from a kindergarten through 12th grade, to introduce it as early as possible into their schooling. And so one of the ideas was, number one, we have to introduce more computer science classes in the school system. And so then there's the teachers, and then being able to support those computer science classes. So, and it's also encouraging the students to be able to take those classes. I have talked to my niece who came to visit me over the summer, and I asked her about IT. Why are you interested? And she said, I'm actually in a class, took a class that last semester, but I took it by accident. And I didn't realize what it was until I got in it, and I actually tried to withdraw from it. Oh, my goodness. Yes, so she said, but I got in it, I loved it, and I'm taking more and more IT classes. But it showed me that she just wasn't exposed to it. Exactly. She didn't understand it. But if we have this level of exposure early on into their schooling, and then they'll be able to want to participate more as they move forward into middle school and high school.
Absolutely. So let's talk about the Computer Science Education Professional Development Findings Report that actually was requested from our governor, our current governor. So talk a little bit about that.
So that report is identified to specifically address the shortage of computer science classes and computer science knowledge and exposure across the state of Maryland. And so it's also to kind of create ways that we can address the gap. We can address the racial and gender gap in between the STEM and IT fields. So it was a task force of different professionals from government, of course, education, so the school system was involved, as well as universities and colleges, and businesses. Different businesses were involved, as well as nonprofit organizations. So a lot of the different professionals from all different levels came in to develop this report. And the report was designed to provide recommendations on what the state can do to try to represent more of the underrepresented in the STEM community. So, and a lot of the recommendations was, one, to increase computer science classes in the school systems, and encourage the young girls, and we focus more on women, but focus on kids of getting more in information technology. But the other big piece was also mentoring, and realizing that you have more people that's interested in information technology once they see someone else in information technology. That the interest almost doubles when you see someone that looks like you, that is more in a position in which you're seeking, and more in a position in which you may think that is possible for you because you see someone else doing it. So that is a big piece of it as well, developing those mentoring programs. But the other piece is colleges working with high schools and saying, okay, if you have X amount of these classes in computer science, and there's these amount of credits that can help you once you are entering into this college or university. And then once you're in that college or university, these classes will help you working with businesses to say, if you graduate with this degree, then you're guaranteed a job when you graduate from this college. So it's all of the entities working together. Working together. They have to be able to work together to be able to move this thing along. Because even as it relates to mentoring at kindergarten, on through entrepreneurship or beyond. Because even now, mentors need mentors, right?
That's right.
So it's like kindergarten all through life of starting with the awareness and the expertise and the knowledge of moving forward.
I love that.
Computer science.
And I just wanted to go back, and for those who may not know that STEM is the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Correct.
And so I wanted to just, because some people, you know, we say STEM careers and STEM field, but can you talk about some specific careers and jobs and things that would fall under that umbrella?
So yes, so STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So it's a plethora of different jobs. It's not just technology. Exactly. It's being a chemist, being in engineering and dealing with planes and different mechanics. And you have mathematicians, and being able to be identifying for those chemistry things.
Right.
I mean, certainly out of my field, certainly out of my realm. But it is, just dealing with a young lady dealing with chemical hair products and realizing that all of this is relating to STEM.
Absolutely.
So when we're thinking about flying planes to building and different chemicals that's in something that we use today, all of that relates to in the STEM community.
I love that. And so I really wanted to emphasize that it's not just technology.
It's not just
so
technology.
It is, absolutely. So I want to move over a little to your personal professional, because you're not only this wonderful chief information technology person, but you are a leader in ministry.
Yes.
Please talk about that.
Yes. I am the vice chair of the Mount Calvary AME Steward Board. The steward board is kind of like the leading arm of the pastor of the church. And so we keep that spiritual health of the church up. We deal with the finances, and it has been a blessing. God has been good, has been able to allow me to be able to even move forward or move up even in my spirituality and in growing in Christ. So that has been so important to me.
Wow.
And the steward board, you are in charge of finances. And so, you know, people often wonder sometimes about finances of the church. So my encouragement is to get involved. And so you can understand. I don't like to give. I don't like to get involved. And then you'll be able to understand where things are going and how it's working. But being in ministry leader is real dear to my heart. I have been for the last several years. But it's rewarding. Awesome. That God has been blessing me all around. It's been very rewarding.
That's awesome. So what's next for Kenyatta G?
What's next? What's next? So my goal, I love to be able to talk to speak with people about where you're going, about leadership, about awareness in STEM. I would like to, my passion has always been to serve. And I want to bring about more of this awareness and dealing with more parents and dealing with the kids of introduction into computer science, because the parents have to be involved just as much as the children. So if we start there, even at whatever age that it may be, because it's never too late. Just because you're not starting at kindergarten doesn't mean it's too late. So starting with those areas of awareness, and so that you can understand this could be, IT is not for everybody. It's just not. However, let's understand and see where we are. If it is.
If it is.
If it is. If it is. So there's so much more to come. I have so many thoughts and ideas of where I'm going. And whether it's through the state or whether it's through an organization or whether it's on my own.
On your own.
I will be making more STEM, more an awareness field for information technology.
I love it. So where can they contact you? Where can they connect with you?
So I am on Facebook at Kenyatta G Powers, as well as Twitter at Kenyatta G Powers, as well as LinkedIn as Kenyatta Powers. Okay. Yeah, so I would love to hear from you. You have ideas and your thoughts. There's a lot more to come for Kenyatta G Powers.
All right.
And this is just the beginning.
Just the beginning.
I am looking forward to it.
I love it. Thank you, Kenyatta. Oh, my goodness. I tell you guys, definitely, if you are interested in learning more about this STEM movement, these careers, the industry, how you can be a part of it, definitely connect with Kenyatta G Powers. So, guys, thank you again. We're going to take a quick break, but we will be right back with the awesome Pauline Rose Moore. Awesome.
price you pay for flying high. So whenever you're flying high, you're going to have some bumpy areas. That's why I want to admonish you to don't give up, but hang in there.
Backs against the wall, you gotta hang when it seems all hope is lost. See, I'm a witness, he'll hold you up, and in the process, he'll fill your cup. So I'm not worried, I'm not scared, I'm gon' trust like my bishop said. It's a message to the devil, you can't help our faith, and we gon' make it by his grace. You gotta
And we are back. My next guest is Pauline Rose Moore. Oh my goodness. First of all, I have to tell you, she had me up at 3:30 this morning, but it was wonderful. We're going to talk about that a little later. But she is an Air Force veteran, over 11 years. Oh my goodness. And she is a true modern day Renaissance woman. She has earned 5 professional degrees. She is the CEO of Creative Solutions, which encompasses her publishing, her media, her speaking and coaching services. And she is an ASL interpreter for over 13 years. She's a brand ambassador. She's an actress. She's a model. She's an international certified John Maxwell team coach, speaker, and teacher, the creative activator, podcaster turned WPFW 89.3 FM radio host in a little less than 2 years. Pauline is an adult foster and adoptee. She's also an award-nominated author of Gabriella and Samantha's New Mom, a picture book based on her own foster care. And her publishing company has published, I think, 3 books with 2 on the way. Yes. And as you can see from her sash, she is the 2018 Mrs. Maryland what is it? All World Beauties. Oh, my goodness. And she is beautiful inside and out. Please welcome Pauline Rose Moore.
Thank you, guys.
So excited to have you.
Thank you.
Oh, my goodness.
To be here. It's always a blessing.
Woo, it's like I don't even know where to start. But you know what? I got to start with this beautiful sash because that title fits you so much. Yes. Please share with us about this.
The crown, okay? And so it's kind of interesting how it started, but I am, 2018 All World Beauties queen, and it's interesting because I'm not even from Maryland. So I'm originally from New York.
Okay.
And it's actually a pageant system based out of Texas. And I was encouraged to do it by one of my authors. Shout out to Dr. Karen. She's actually one of my authors.
Okay.
But one of her co-authors, Mama Lynette, that's what we call her.
Okay.
And she is the one who said, you know what, you need to do this because I actually got diagnosed with leukemia, CML. Chronic malignant leukemia in 2016. And so I put on some pounds, right? So I'm probably about like 30 pounds over than what I was.
Okay.
And one of the things I was dealing with was some self-esteem stuff. And so she had encouraged me, said, hey, here's something. Because, I wanted to talk to her because the Holy Spirit was just like, hey, just connect with her. I'd given them all this stuff about being an author and, hey, look, here's a timeline and whatnot for the book. But it was her who I needed to connect with.
Wow.
And in talking to her about the, just, hey, what do you tell these, these thick sisters, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a thicker sister pageant, right? And she said, well, really size 12, because that's what I was. Now I'm 14. But she said, but size 12s are actually considered plus models. And I said, oh, I didn't know that. But regardless of which, she said, do this, and I did it. And let me tell you guys something. Wow. When it comes to confidence, there is something that, there's this thing that happens inside of you. Now, I'm not talking about, people have these perceptions about beauty queens as to why they do what they do. But these women are intelligent.
Yes.
They are, brilliant. Let's forget the word intelligent. They are brilliant. They are creative. They are not only studious, they are encouraging and just so supportive. Like there's a whole network across the world. Promise you, as soon as you become a queen, it's like all of a sudden Facebook just lights up. It's like a whole light up system. I'm like, dang, wow. But more importantly, these women who do this, a lot of them are just like, hey, look, I'm passionate about something. For me, it's foster care, obviously. And I want to share this. I want people to get involved. I want people to support my work. And then also, they want people, little girls, we should have someone to look up to.
Absolutely.
Right? And we should have women who aren't afraid to step out of their comfort zone. Because y'all, I'm from Brooklyn, okay? And so I was not the skirt-wearing girl when I was a kid. I'm a tomboy at heart, so all of this stuff kind of came later on in life.
Okay.
And only because there was a guy I was dating. He was just like, oh, well, I love your legs. And I'm like, well, I ain't really feeling them because they were always really, really muscular. I played sports. So I thought that was not attractive. But he was like, nah, that's sexy. And then as I got older, it was like, hey,
okay, embracing it,
embracing it, and joining the military. And it's like a totally different, 1% of us who are actually doing this thing. And it became like, oh, I am kind of bad to see Serena and Venus out there.
Right.
Like, yes,
exactly.
That is who I am. And it's cool.
Right.
Like it's a beautiful thing, but when you don't know who you are, there's something that happens. And so this crown right here, for me, as a sexual assault survivor, I didn't want to wear it. When I'm in the environment, it's cool. But when I'm not in the environment, there's this thing because I don't like when attention is drawn to me. So naturally, people look at me because I'm tall, right? I'm 5'10". However, this crown kind of symbolized something of, wow, they're looking at me, so there's something wrong with me. And so as my courage became, because I was like, man, it's like the Holy Spirit was like, I need you to deal with this thing. And so one of the things that happened, what came out of it, out of actually dealing with it, was, hey, this is okay. This is a part of your story. It doesn't make it you. You know what I'm saying? You are not that thing, but it does help to create you to who you are today.
I love it.
And so when I go out there and I speak and I encourage young girls and I encourage women, because a lot of us are dealing with those internal things of, lack of self-love, self-doubt, just feeling like we're not good enough.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, with the crown or without the crown, I am good enough. Okay?
I love it. Absolutely.
And so I have an invisible crown which I can't even see, behind all of this this goodness of Afro hair. And I do that, and I encourage that for people.
I love it. And I started this segment by saying how early we were up this morning. You have an early meditation sunrise show on 89.3 from 4 to 6. Just unbelievable. I had the opportunity to be a witness to the amazement that you have created there, and you really serve your deaf community.
Yes, and so for all of you guys who are right now who are watching, because some are maybe Pauline, why are you not signing? And to be honest, it's really, really difficult to sign and to talk at the same time. Okay, that's not natural. It's not something that you do. I do it because I have two audiences, and if it was not for those two audiences, I would never do it, because it's not really something that you want to do. Does that
absolutely. Yes.
And so to focus on one language, it's incredibly difficult. Already, right?
Right.
People I don't even know English sometimes. Well, to know another language at the same time, ASL is it's an even greater challenge. But God has given me something that's really, really cool, and it's the ability to transliterate. And what that means is that at the same time, I could hear something, say it, and for whatever reason, my hands will do it. So when people they watch me, they're like, "Girl, you can do that," because really, interpretation is not transliteration. Okay. So because ASL has its own structure, its own everything, and then transliteration, is really English words and English structure grammar. So it's I'm just adding some signs with my speech. Does that make sense?
It does.
So I created that this thing, obviously 89.3 FM. God kind of opened up the door. I actually went there for an interview, and then I walked out with a show. I wasn't really sure what God was doing.
Wow.
I'm telling you. So when I heard the sister before talking about, I wasn't even qualified. I'm telling you something, God qualifies.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And I am a living witness of that, because half the stuff that I do, I'm like, I don't know how did that even happen? I sat in my car for 1 hour, and it began to make sense. So I'm very passionate about music. And so I love to sign gospel and inspirational music. And so many people tell me, girl, you got some anointed hands, okay? And so I have a global following, and I have on my YouTube, it's funny because I post some videos up there, and people all of a sudden they follow you, and it's just I don't even know why they're there, because I really don't post as much as I should, right? But I'm going to tell you something. There's something that, when people worship, some of us may lift our hands, some of us may dance, some of us may run, some of us may just stand there and just kind of soak the music in. But for me, when I put my hands up, that's when I'm closest to God. That's when my true connection, relationship, everything kind of takes place. It's kind of like when someone sings, right? I am an ASL worshiper. Wow. And so that's the correct term for it, right? Okay. And so gospel ASL is what I've created, so that way we can, this station, this radio program is the first that deaf can hear, because they can't hear the radio, right? So what we do is we're going to bring it to life with, with our hands. Right. And then also interview creative people like yourself and other creative people, right? And then from there, I was blessed even recently. So this, for all of you guys who are watching right now, this is new news, okay? And so I have this opportunity to have it on TV, right? I know, it's really, really cool. So I will share more about that later, but right now I'm still processing. My brain is still like, okay, Lord, can I just get accustomed to being on the radio right now, because it's different. Wow. It's different from doing the podcast, right? Right now, this is that, but it's also, Vox Wave, and so it's just different. And I'm really blessed to do it.
I love it. I mean, it's just awesome. And you, the viewing audience out there, I know you must feel the amazement, just like I felt it this morning. It's just really a calling. It's really what it is. It's a calling. So how did that begin for you?
Well, I mean, I started learning sign language actually in school. I went to college, so I'm one of those academic ASL interpreters.
Okay.
Some of us may start in church, but for me, it was the opposite. I started in the classroom back in 2002 at UNC Greensboro. Shout out to all my UNCG Spartans and Spartan Pride. I don't even know what that is, but we didn't really have no football team back then. So, but yeah, so we started there, and I was there. It was so bizarre because there was this memory that came back to my mind from when I was young. 10-year-old little girl, a woman came to my church to sign, and she talked about how, when we look at sign language, it's so beautiful, but there's a message inside. And so I'm very nosy and I'm curious, and I'm like, whoa, I want to know what this message is. And believe it or not, I have a background. My first degree was actually information system technology.
Wow.
So when the sisters was talking, I was like, yes, computer, science, yes. And so I'm a techie. I'm a little bit of a nerd. However, computers can't talk back to you. The codes can kind of get you frustrated and whatnot, but I am a people person. Okay. And so I had studied abroad. I studied in Italy 2 summers. And my very first summer, I came back summer before 2001. So that was before 9/11.
Right.
And while I was there, you can do things in overseas that you can't do in America. Okay. So my curiosity opened because it's like, wow, there's this huge world out here. And so what I did was, I got back and I'm getting ready to graduate. My uncle was like, do not do computer science. Don't do it. All the jobs are being shipped overseas. And during that time, that was very true because he's a computer scientist. And so I was like, okay, well, because I was serious. I was going to go to Syracuse University. I was going to focus on, I'm going to do computer science. That's it. But it was like, no. But I'm one of 7 children that were in foster care. Okay. So I have 2 brothers that lived in North Carolina, and they were both like, hey, move to North Carolina. I was like, well, I want to get to know them. And they're like, well, what school? My brother was like, well, UNCG is a really good school. So random. Wow. I went online, looked at the program, saw Education of Deaf Children, and I ended up in that program.
Wow.
Yeah, so I didn't have a license. Let me tell you something. People are like, girl, how do you just do that? And I will say it was just the hand of God. Wow. Because when I went down there, I had got a license before I left. Like everything just was like boom, boom, boom. There was nothing that didn't work. So that's how I know. Like even at that time, I didn't really have that presence of God the way that I have it now. Honestly, I didn't have a relationship with God until my husband and I, we got divorced and remarried. Okay. So another testimony right there, right? But we actually, so it was in that thing that I was like, felt the true presence, and like he actually felt like, wow, God is with me, and developed that relationship from then. But I see it now. You can look back at your life and you're like, man, God was there at every single point. And so today it's like, oh, you gave me this gift of sign language. I've always loved language. I'm the most cultural sister out there, like this bohemian woman who is all about, I'm learning, I'm like, look, what language do you speak? Wow. That's I want to learn that, because I just feel like you shouldn't be in a place where you cannot communicate. Yes. So I'm the access queen. I love it. I'm the access girl, and as a creative person, right? So people are like, well, whoa, you do so much stuff. Well, there's a word for that. It's called polymath. So when you look at the word, modern Renaissance day woman, if you look back, those people from before, you'll see Leonardo da Vinci. Even today, you have Oprah, you have Ellen. These are people who are extremely gifted. They've been given so much. They can act, they can sing, they can dance, they write books. They just have these masterminds. And it's okay when they're a star. But when it's someone who is just like up the street from you, you're trying to figure out, well, how are you doing all of that? Why are you doing so much? There's this jealousy. There's this inferiority. There's this condemnation. It's just, wait a minute. To whom much is given, much is required. Absolutely. And you don't understand the walk that comes with this thing. Absolutely. There's a whole lot of struggle. Depression is real. Yes. Depression is real, y'all. And I'm going to be honest with you. When I looked up, you have to study these people. When you look up Oprah, you see that she battled a whole. We watched her battle, right? Absolutely. You watch, and people don't know that. But Leonardo da Vinci battled battled with it. You know what I mean? People were like, well, he never was able to live out his full potential because of this thing, because of his distraction. No, he did exactly what he was supposed to do. Everything that he did that he was called to, and he did it.
And he did it.
Absolutely. And so today, my purpose as a creative activator and a coach, I help people conquer that one thing. You know what that is?
What's that? That
one evil thing, and it's called resistance.
Wow.
So, you know, you have this thing that wants to get you to stop. Like, I don't want to, I'm afraid, Lord. I'm this, I'm that. But it's that one thing, that resistance. And so God has given me something inside of me as an activator to help people push past their limits, to help people, like, look, fear is not an option, right?
Right.
But what you said this morning, fear is an option.
Yes.
I love that. I was like, yes, fear is an option. Do it afraid.
Do it afraid.
Do
Absolutely.
it afraid, and then learn the lessons and then keep going.
Absolutely.
And so that's what I do. I help people push past the resistance, you know, the procrastination, right? Because people could put off things for forever.
Absolutely.
But I'm the girl who's like, look, we're not putting this off no more. I'm going to get you to write that book.
Wow.
Okay?
Yes.
And so we do that, and because I've been equipped with so many things, I actually have the skills to know, well, I've written a book, okay? I've been nominated for an award.
Right.
You know, I know how to get this thing done. And I know how to connect you with someone else.
Exactly.
If I don't know how to do
right.
it. And so people are like, well, what can't you do? I'm going to tell you this. I won't know until I try.
I love it. I tell you, truly, truly gifted, truly. I just appreciate you. And before we go, I do want to acknowledge the event on October 13th. That we will both be honored.
Yes,
and I said it this morning because I actually saw a post that you put. It is just awesome when someone nominates you. This is not something that you asked for, not something that you paid for, but someone saw something in both of us actually to nominate us for this award that honors Tashika Green's mother. And so we are so excited. It's her legacy. And so for you to know how she feels about her mother and to know that we are attached to that, it's just unbelievable.
I'm telling you.
And so it's a blessing. So talk a little bit about that on your stance.
For me, it's just this this wow. You know, the word talks about finding favor, right? And the favor of man. Now, a lot of people say, like, well, it doesn't matter what other people think about you. And I'm like, well, it does. Because if you are the one Jesus that they're supposed to meet, it matters.
It matters.
You got to be light. You got to be love. You got to be gracious with your speech. And that's one thing that, let's just be real about that, you know. Tact is something that I am learning, you know. And one of the things I didn't even talk about is the fact that, you know, I went to Howard. You know, we both,
yes.
You know, HU, you know, and I
same class too.
Right, same class of 2017.
Yes.
And so I completed my second master's, which is in divinity, right? And so I'm pursuing becoming a chaplain. And well, I'd already completed one semester of CPE this summer, and that one credit, let me tell y'all something. Woo! Oh my goodness. You do internal work.
Wow.
And in that, I learned, Pauline, you got to be more gracious. You got to be, you got to treat people, not even just the word treat people, but everybody's looking for the same thing. We're all looking to be loved, to be heard, to be understood, and just to be accepted. Wow. And so if I come at you real sideways, right, then it gives you an opportunity to come back at me sideways, right? But if you come at me sideways and I come back with you with grace, because I don't know, that attitude ain't none of my business, so I'm not going to make it my business. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So what I do is I have to internalize and stop, pause for a moment, and say, okay, it's not about me. How are you doing? You know? And listen for what it is that they're dealing with. And listen. So less talking, more listening. And this award just kind of gave me that wow, people are hearing me. You know what I mean? Like, they heard me. They know that, like, they see me.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I'm not invisible, because a lot of times I think I'm on my own island, my own planet. And I'm in this little community, this huge, large community, you know, because really there are over, well, when it comes to the deaf community, there are over 70 million, you know, deaf people in the world, right? But did you know that only less than 2% know who God is?
Wow.
So if I am one of the 2%, right, who can No, I'm here in person, but I'm one of those people who can actually spread love, spread light to this community that
right.
needs to know who God is. Because if you don't know who God is, you really don't know who you are. Identity. You got to know who you are. So this award gives me that. It allows me to say, hey guys, I'm here.
Right.
And deaf people matter. Deaf souls matter. And it highlights just the beauty of God's workmanship, and also allows me to meet amazing women like you.
It's just awesome. It really is. So I'm just so excited to share that honor with you and all of the amazing women that are going to be recognized on October 13th. You can still get tickets until September 30th.
Yes, you can.
So definitely, and we'll put that link in the feed. So definitely, and thank you, Tashika Green, for your vision, basically.
Love you, lady. Love you.
Absolutely. So it has indeed been a pleasure and just a blessing to be here with you. Please share how the viewers can connect with you and reach out to you.
Well, you can find me on all social media platforms at Pauline Creates. So that's PaulineCreates, and then my website www.creativesolutions.me. Now there's no E after creative, right? So creativesolutions.me.
I love it.
And that's me.
That's you.
Okay, I am your creative solution coach.
Yeah, I love it. Pauline Rosemore, guys, connect with her. You will be glad that you did. And we're going to take one final quick break, and the fabulous Ty Cobb is coming up next. We'll be right back.
Are you a business owner or author? Advertise on the I Am Dr. Sharon Show. The Dr. Sharon Show will promote your business with viewers across the United States and beyond. Contact us, IamDrSharonShow.com for more information.
Is the price you pay for flying high. So whenever you're flying high, you're going to have some bumpy areas. That's why I want to admonish you to don't give up, but hang in there.
Backs against the wall, you gotta hang when it seems all hope is lost. See, I'm a witness, he'll hold you up, and in the process, he'll fill your cup. So I'm not worried, I'm not scared. I'm gon' trust like my bishop said. It's a message to the devil, you can't help our faith, and we gon' make it by his grace. You gotta hang.
are back. Oh my goodness. I have the fabulous Ty Cobbs right here in studio. She is known to the entertainment industry as a self-proclaimed quadruple threat. She boasts skills in makeup artistry, acting, event production, and she's a radio host. She has worked for some of the most elite cosmetic lines such as Giorgio Armani, MAC, Chanel, and Tom Ford. After years in the beauty industry, she has earned the title the Queen of all things beauty. Ty is also the producer of DMV Rock's fashion TV show, creator and executive producer of the Real Makeup Artists of DC reality show about 6 makeup artists trying to work together through ups and downs, life and crew. Author of Beat University, a fictional account of beauty school. Ty Cobb, welcome to the I Am Dr. Sharon Show.
Thank you for having me.
Fabulous Ty Cobb. Oh my goodness. So you got to start out talking about this reality show that's getting ready to come here.
Tonight.
Tell us about it.
Okay, so Real Makeup Artists of DC, and what's crazy, everybody always asks me, how did that come about? So the logo that you see, I actually drew that.
Wow.
So everything that I do, I create. I drew all of my logos and everything like that. And that was actually, Real Makeup Artists DC was actually a class that I was going to do with several different makeup artists, showcasing several different makeup artists. So that was sitting for like 7 years, right? And then my reality show was something totally different.
Wow.
Fast forward 7 years later, God said it's time. I put both of them together, redid it, and, it was birthed. Someone had told me, I have a lot of friends in the industry, and he was like, you know what, why don't you try to find a larger production company, something like True Entertainment, which is Real Housewives franchise, their production. And, sometimes I was like, okay. And I said, sometimes people will tell you what you should do, and if you just don't go and have faith and step out and do it yourself. So I did it myself.
Wow.
I found an amazing guy. I loved how he was filming, and, we got together, and it was birthed.
Wow.
Because God said, no, it's not going to sit anymore. It was sitting for 7 years, so now it's time. And it's popular on Ty Cobb TV. Last season was crazy, 13,000 views, and it went, viral. And season 2 premieres tonight, 8 o'clock, Ty Cobb TV.
I love it. And so talk about the 6 makeup artists that
Oh my God.
features.
Okay, so it's all about, 6 makeup artists coming together and for, being on my team, Ty Cobb Beauty team, but trying to juggle life. I have people that are mothers, people that are fashion designers. Some of us aren't just makeup artists. Trying to balance out your other life and come together to be in this crew doing what we love to do, but then trying to get along with each other.
Wow.
So it's kind of like, makeup meets love and hip hop.
Okay.
Okay. But it's a total balance. So a lot of people love the show because it's not so crazy, fighting and anything like that. But you're coming together with people that you really don't know, and a lot of times you disagree.
Wow.
So all reality isn't fake.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. So I want to get the start of this whole makeup artistry for you. How long have you been doing this, and how did you get started?
Okay, so I've been doing makeup since I was 13 years old. My first gift, because I always say, people always say, did you go to school to learn? I was like, no, I didn't.
Wow.
It just was a God-given talent. I was actually doing hair first when I was 12 years old. So that was really what I was doing at first, and then it just trickled into makeup. I used to always draw. So 13, I had my first wedding, which was my mom's husband's sister, and I was 16 years old.
Wow.
I'm a party of 8, and I did the bride at 16 years old. Crazy,
wow.
right? Yeah. So, that's how I got started.
Amazing.
In makeup artistry.
Oh, my goodness. So please tell us, within the whole makeup world, because we know that here recently, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're an author with a book signing, we rely heavily in the D.C. area on our makeup artists.
Listen, you got to look large. You got to look right.
Oh, my goodness. So how can people really know? And, of course, word of mouth and references. But for someone who's just starting out and not used to the whole makeup game, what should they be looking for in their makeup artist?
You know what? This is crazy because I've been doing makeup for so long. And a lot of times, even in season 1, talking about people that just jump into makeup artistry. You know, everybody wants to be a makeup artist, or everybody is a makeup artist.
Wow.
But you don't see everybody saying, I'm a hairstylist, because I could pull, if you come to me and I'm not, I could burn your hair off.
That's right.
Makeup, you could just pick up lipstick and I say I'm a makeup artist. So you really have to look at, first and foremost, their skill of how long they've been doing it. You know, some people can pick up a brush and just go ahead and beat a face, but everything you do, you're learning. You have to continue to practice. So I would say social media is good to look to see how a person is doing makeup, but everybody is filtering everything now.
Wow.
They're airbrushing and blearing. So you may get an artist or look at the picture and you look totally different. Wow. You know, so get referrals, you know, and several referrals. If they say, oh, you know what, you looking for a makeup artist? I know this girl named Stacy. Okay, well, I need to know if Stacy has a lot, you know, what are people saying about her? Absolutely. You know, and I always say, if people can't do skin and eyebrows, please don't hire them. Oh my Don't hire them, okay? But no, just from referrals and really checking out their work, calling them, talking to them, asking them for, you know, their resume.
Absolutely.
You know, so, yeah.
So you touched on something that's very important, the skin care, because underneath that makeup, you've got to take care of the skin.
Yeah.
Talk about that, please.
I am a skincare fanatic. I'm actually coming out with a skincare line next year, of course. And I always tell my clients and customers, I tell them, take care of your skin, and then your makeup will look flawless. Everybody wants to cover up everything. And you can't cover up everything. You have to actually heal your skin. Wow. So you want to make sure that you're using skincare that is for your skin type. I'm oily, so everything I use is oil-free. I love glycolic, retinol, anything that's anti-aging, but it helps with oily skin. Okay. If you're dry, use something for dry skin. So definitely take care of your skin. And I always tell people, even in your 20s, get into vitamin C, glycolic, retinol. People don't know now. I'll tell you, I'm 39, and people do not think I'm 39 years old. I've been using those things, anti-aging products, since I was 22 years old. So it helps. Sunscreen, SPF is important. Our people, we think we don't need it. Oh, it's a white. No, it's important. So your skincare is ultimately how good your makeup is gonna look and go on. Wow.
So tell me, how can, because you have different looks that people get, how, when a client comes to you, how do you, other than them telling you what they want, is there an assessment to see what is best?
Yeah, a lot of times artists don't listen to their clients. You know, and I'll say customers too, if you're working at a store, you just go in, if you're coming in, you say, you know, and I'm looking at you, and sometimes makeup artists, we're counselors. We're, you know, everything, you know, and people love coming to me because then I get to praying for them. I get to seeing what's going on with them. And I'll ask them, I'll say, okay, so what is the look you're going for? But I'll ask them, what are you doing with your skin? What skincare, again, is important. And if they say, well, you know what, I don't really do anything, you know, I'm just looking for something natural. You can't say, I'm looking for something natural, and then you're not listening to your client and then put a whole bunch of makeup on them. They're not going to come back, and you're not listening to them. And a lot of times you want to be able to trust me and be comfortable with your artist, knowing that I'm listening to you. So, you know, you just have to listen to your client and your customer about what they want.
Now, how do you balance that? Because a lot of times, and I know for me, there are a lot of things that I wouldn't try, but then if my makeup artist let me do this, you know,
yes, I'll tell them,
and then I'm done. Oh my God, I love it. So how do you balance that?
Oh my God. So I had a friend, it was years ago, and she was a chocolate sister, and she would never wear color. Always wanted to wear Old Baby. It was getting on my nerves. You need to put some fuchsia on, a red on. And you know what? And now she hasn't really wore nude. Right. You know, it's about self-esteem. A lot of times people come to us as makeup artists to help their self-esteem. You never know what someone is going through until they sit in that chair. And then they get up, and I've had so many people cry because we've become so close, but I can see the hurt, see the pain. Or they'll be like, oh my God, these tears, oh my God, you've made me feel so beautiful. You know, so try something different. You know, you will never know that it can really brighten up. Wow. You know, like, you look great in a red. You probably wear reds already. You know, so yeah, I will push them to do something, try something different. Wow. You know, and sometimes people are looking for that.
Right, they are, absolutely.
They're looking for somebody to push them, and that could be in any aspect of your life.
Absolutely. I love it. So where can people find this show tonight?
Okay, so first, follow me on Ty Cobb Large. That's my social media. You can follow me also on Real MUAs of DC. The link will be in my profile, but go to YouTube, type in The Real Makeup Artist of DC or Ty Cobb TV, and you can subscribe, and it will be on tonight, 8 p.m.
Oh, my God. Season 2, right?
Season 2. And Season 2 is a full extra large. So the people have watch parties for my show.
That's awesome.
You know, yeah, it's crazy. I could go into the mall and somebody be like, "You're Ty Cobb. I watch your show." So it's amazing. It's amazing.
I love it.
Yeah.
So are you accepting new clients? Absolutely.
I know.
So tell the people.
I always listen. You can always DM me at Ty Cobb Large. You can reach me at tycoblarge@gmail, Ty Cobb Productions @gmail, of course, and get my book, The Beat University.
Yeah. So tell us about the Beat University.
Beat University is a fictional account of a beauty school. So Beat University is like my version of Howard University. Okay. No, I didn't go to Howard, but Howard has always been the school that everybody wants to go to, right? So Beat University is the new hot makeup college that everybody wants to go to, right? And if you are a hot makeup artist, you're going there. The sorority is called Lipsticks, okay? So you got your good Judy. You know, you always need a good Judy to let the people know. And you have this crew, Mahogany Daniels, and you have to get the book to see if I'm Mahogany. She is the leader of the Lipsticks. They get this new celebrity makeup artist dean for their new dean. And she's envious because she actually recognizes Mahogany from Instagram. Wow. She's the new Instagram girl, but this one over here, the dean has more accomplishments. But she's envious of them and tries to take the Lipsticks and Mahogany down. So I can't tell you the whole book.
I love it.
But everybody thinks my book should be a movie, and everything I do. Oh my
goodness.
You know, God is the forefront. So everything is excellent.
Oh my God. So is that on your website, or do they go to Amazon?
You can get it
Where
from
can they get that from?
The Beat University book.com. You can get it on Amazon and Kindle.
I love it. Oh my goodness. Guys, Ty Cobb, you've got to check out The Real Makeup Artist of DC tonight on Ty Cobb TV on YouTube.
Yes.
8 o'clock. I cannot wait. Ty Cobb, guys, I tell you, I want
That'll be your guilty pleasure.
Yes, I can't wait for it. I tell you. Guys, what a fantastic show. I want to thank every one of my guests. They have been dynamic, starting with Miss Kiana G. Powers, then Miss Pauline Rose Moore, and ended up with the fabulous Ty Cobb and the makeup artist of DC, the Real Makeup Artist of DC. I want to say thank you again. Thank my engineer, Ron Jackson. As always, I appreciate everything that you do. And also, thank you, those of you who tuned in live and those of you who are going to be catching the replay. This is Dr. Sharon. You can follow me across all media platforms, social media platforms at I am Dr. Sharon, and that's DR. And as always, the harder the grind, the bigger the dream, but you got to continue to push, pray, and grind.
Are you a business owner or author?
Awesome.
Advertise on the I Am Dr. Sharon Show. The Dr. Sharon Show will promote your business with viewers across the United States and beyond. Contact us, IamDrSharonShow.com for more information.
Pay for flying high. So whenever you're flying high, you're going to have some bumpy areas. That's why I want to admonish you to don't give up.